Hi, this is Paul Roscoe. I'm with the Okmulgee News Network. And today we're interviewing Mr. Tyler Roberds, who is the director of the movie The Only Oly, which will be featured at the historic Orpheum Theater on August 30th. Hi, Tyler.
Hey, Paul.
So the movie is set to premiere August 30th in Okmulgee. How are you feeling?
I'm excited. I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited about it though. I think it should be pretty good.
The movie theme is you have to be different to make a difference. How did that come about, and how is it portrayed in the movie?
Well, it's portrayed in the movie through Spencer. He's got his disabilities, of course, so he's naturally different. So the way his mind works and the way he does things, he doesn't think it's out of the ordinary to visit, someone he doesn't know, on the street or take them a sandwich. He doesn't think those things are different. He just thinks that's the right thing to do. But in everyone else's world, that's different. That's just something that not everyone does. And so I'm just trying to portray the message that maybe you have to be a little different to make a difference, like Spencer is. Because we get in our routines and we do things throughout the day, and maybe we don't think about people that are in need or in hurting, and you don't think that you're not helping. But if you're not helping, then you're not helping.
Right. Very good. You co-wrote the script with Mattlock London, who is also your lead actor. How did you both get the idea for the storyline, The Only Oly?
I was doing film, and Matt, I knew Mattlock previously when I was in school. We were both in bands together, and we kind of knew each other that way. And I had started getting into film, and he contacted me, and I guess he was wanting to do some things. And I had already had a script of my own written and lined up for production, and he had a script of his own written too for production. So we got together and we were just thinking maybe we should do yours, maybe we should do mine, and it kind of just ended up where we said, well, let's just start from scratch. Let's just do something different. And so it started out with being a man who was sick, or maybe it was a man who had lost his family, and it started out with being someone that was just lonely in general, or being alone, or separated, isolated from everyone else. And we were doing this and thinking of a storyline while thinking about the resources that we had or that we didn't have, so we could actually make something that was possible to produce with little to no budget.
Mm-hmm. Good. So movie making is a time-consuming job. How long did it take you to make this film?
We filmed it. We just filmed it in a few months. We shot on the weekends, and I think maybe I don't even know, maybe 3 or 4 months of every weekend filming. And then after that, it would, several more months would go by and we'd shoot pickup shots. And just the way that we were doing it, shooting on the weekends, and then everything else that happens, it's been just about 2 years now before it's actually finished. Because we didn't have a crew, and like I said, we didn't have finances for post-production, so I pretty much did all of the post-production.
Mm-hmm. So
I was juggling a full-time job with my family and a baby, and building a home, and just a bunch of different things that prolong the production of the film. But it did take a long time, but we had a lot of time to look at different things and redo a lot of things that we wouldn't have got to do if we just did it within a couple months.
Oh, good. Do you hope this movie be picked up nationally, and what do you think your chances are?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I'm not going to pretend like it's like a big production or anything like that, because we knew what it was whenever we were shooting it, and we knew what it wasn't when we were shooting it too. We just wanted to see if we could make a full-length film with the resources that we had, and then just show everyone this is what we can do with practically nothing, and just give it a shot. And we were mainly focused on the story. So when people see it, they may not think the production value is as good as it could be, or most independent films. I mean, an independent low-budget film in Hollywood is around $1 million, and that's ridiculous to me. I wish we would have had a third of that or a quarter of that, or I don't know what. But I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get my hopes up, but if it does, that's great, and if it doesn't, that's fine too.
Okay. What other films or videos have you done in the past?
I started out just acting, so I've acted in maybe a dozen small independent films. So I was mainly doing that first, and then I started producing and shooting my own short films, just kind of for my acting reel. And I would, because I didn't have a reel that looked good. So, and when you're an actor, you need a reel to show to casting directors and things like that. So, I had the gear and the resources. So I just figured I'll just shoot a small scene and put myself in there, and I'll use it for a reel. And I kept doing that, and it sort of just grew from there. And I guess, and eventually I was making short films, and then I'm making a feature film.
Oh, very good. Now tell us, how did you get into acting? What prefaced you way back when you to get to be an actor?
Well, we didn't have. I went to a very small school. I went to Preston, so we didn't have theater at Preston. I don't think they do now. So I didn't get to see acting or the performing arts that way, like most kids do.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was Halloween. I got to dress up and make believe on Halloween, and I loved it so much, and it's always been my favorite holiday. And then not until I was older did I really realize that was performing. I thought I was just playing, which it still is.
Mm-hmm.
When you're acting and you're performing, you're still playing. That's why it's called play. So it was just that's really what got me started, and I have to give that all give the holiday. I hate to say that because a lot of people don't like to say their favorite holiday is Halloween, but mine is.
Aside from the Only Oly, what other projects are you working on?
Well, like I said, when me and Mattlock both got together, we both had our own scripts. So I had another film that I was working on pre-production for, called Finding Moss, with a script and everything. That's a full length that I kind of have on the back burner, and I think Mattlock probably has his, which was called The Life of Smiley. And I'm not exactly sure what's going to be next, but I definitely plan on moving towards producing the Finding Moss film sometime in the near future.
Very good. Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you
for joining us on Okmulgee News Network.
Yeah.
And we wish you luck on this premiere, which will be shown at the Orpheum Theater August 30th at 7:30 p.m. Next, we'll hear from Mattlock London, who is he's the lead actor and co-writer, scriptwriter in this movie. Thank you. Hi, this is Paul Roscoe again, and I'm with the lead actor of The Only Oly, Mr. Mattlock London, and he is here to tell us about his play as being the lead actor in the movie. Good to meet you.
You too, Paul.
So we asked Tyler the same question. The movie is about to go public, and it's premiere in just a few days. How are you feeling about it, and what are some of your expectations?
I'm really excited. I try not to get too excited about really much of anything I do until after I hear what other people have to say about it. But because you never really know. You could have something that you think is perfect, and then other people think otherwise. But I'm personally really excited about it. I know anyone that has had the opportunity to take a peek at it has liked it and is pretty excited about it as well. So hopefully everyone else likes it.
Good. So when did you pursue and start your acting career?
I've always been into entertainment in some way, form, but honestly, I didn't start doing any acting until I hooked back up with Tyler. We're actually longtime friends, and we just come back together a few years back, and we did a couple of shorts together, and then he decided he wanted to do a feature, and we just kind of hooked up and teamed up on it.
Good. In acting and films, what were your major influences?
Oh man, I don't know. Can't go wrong with Tom Hanks. I don't know. There's a lot of people, honestly, but yeah, I love Tom Hanks.
Good. Tyler talks about how you approached him to work together on a project together. What did you have in mind, and how did you perceive the outcome now?
As far as the Only Oly goes?
Finally, the only one.
Well, when we sat down, we knew we wanted to do something. We didn't want to just do a movie. We wanted to do something that meant something and that maybe challenged people. And I always liked the idea of someone that is always overlooked in the natural world, the world we live in, as actually being more of the hero in the film, not so much as an underdog, but just someone that's just totally overlooked always. That's why we kind of like the idea of Spencer Dobbs and his challenges and what he had to overcome and do.
Well, I had the privilege of previewing the movie, and it's quite moving. Should we tell the people that the tissues would be in order to bring to this movie.
Oh, most definitely, most definitely.
Before we leave, what was your favorite scene in this movie?
Oh, you know, I really liked working with everybody. It was a lot of fun. But you know, I really enjoyed just getting into the character. Period. It's hard to pin one scene because it was a lot of fun being with each and every actor. Some of them have been doing it and are veterans, been doing it for a long time. Some of them, you know, the first go, kind of like me, you know. But it was a lot of fun. We all kind of became a family, so it's hard to just pick one specific thing, just because it was so much fun being with all of them, you know, at different times and stuff. So it's real difficult to pick just one specific thing, though.
Let me ask you one more question. With the character Andrew, how did you develop the relationship with him? Because there's a love-hate, and people have to know after they see the movie.
Definitely, definitely. Andrew, there obviously needs to be, you know, the force that slows down the main character in the film. And, you know, I liked the idea of Andrew because he's the stepbrother to Spencer. And he's having a hard time, you know, adjusting with Spencer and his life. And, you know, there's turmoil inside him, and he doesn't know how to deal with it. And so, you know, I kind of hope that as people watch the film, you know, that they don't, you know, they may watch it and see Spencer, but I also hope that they kind of watch it and see all the other characters as well as Andrew, and just kind of understand after a while. I mean, it'll be difficult at first, you know, but see how each person has to deal whenever there's such a difference in their lives, you know. So, but yeah, that's, you know, with Andrew and Spencer, there's that. Definitely.
Very good, thank you. Well, folks, you can see that scene and the scenes with Andrew and the many scenes shot around Okmulgee on August 30th in the feature premiere of the Only Oly, which will be at the historic Orpheum Theater. Thank you very much for joining us on
Thank you
Okmulgee
very
News
much.
Network.